Hello, my name is Grace Mbote from the Open University of Tanzania, and this is a lecture about SQL detail command, but specifically we're going to look at create table SQL command and how to use constraints when you're creating a table. In this lecture, we're going to see several examples on how to create a table and how to add a primary key and how to add a foreign key. In this activity, we are going to learn how to create a table and insert data into that table. And afterwards, we're going to look at if our data is there and how to manipulate it a bit. Let's create a sample table called course. This course table hiyo sote itatoka kweli. In this activity, we're going to learn how to create a table and insert data in a table. So we're going to create a sample table called course. This course has 3 columns. The first column is course code, which has a character, 30 characters, and it must have a value, meaning that we're saying it's not null, and it is a primary key, which is enforcing entity integrity. Another column is course title, which is also a character, and it must have a value as well. And the final column is called course units. This has integer data type and it must be not null. You close the bracket, put semicolon at the end, then you press enter. There we have our table course created. Use describe command to see to confirm the structure of the table. Yeah. Now let us learn on how to insert data into a table. When inserting data into a table, meaning populating it with information, we use insert command. Now let us insert data into our table. Say insert into, and then you specify a table name. Insert into course, you open bracket, you're now putting the data into it. But before that, you specify the columns. So course code, course title, and course units. You close the brackets, you put the word values, you open the brackets. Now you're going to put the actual values that are supposed to be in that particular table. For every character values or character data type, you have to use you have to specify that these are text, just the way I'm doing, with apostrophe on top. So the first value is OIT217, and then the following value is course title, which is database design. You close with quotes, you put a comma, and then in case of an integer or a number data type, you don't put the quotes the way we've done in character values. So database course has 4 units. You close the brackets, you put a semicolon at the end, and then you press enter. If you've done it correctly, you get that output saying query OK, one row affected in the time that it is used. So let us add another data into cause table. Insert into cause, you specify the column cause code, comma, cause title, cause units, space, you put value, the word values, meaning that we're going to specify the values. You put OIT 2 and 4. You have to be very careful with spelling and spelling mistakes. OIT 2 and 4. Put a comma without forgetting the quotes with text data type or character data types. This is a web programming course. You close with quotes, and then this has 6 units. You close the brackets, you put semicolon at the end. You check your code if it has spelling mistakes or space or anything. Press enter. Says query OK, one row affected. Let's add another value. Insert into cause code. Specify the column cause title, cause units, values. You have to put the quotes for character data type. 216 is another cause code. Then you put the cause title. The way you have specified the columns, that's the way you're going to put the data as well. This is IS security cause. It has 3 units. Close the brackets. Put semicolon at the end. Press enter. If you've done it correctly, it will say query OK, one row affected, and the time. Let's insert the final values into the cause table. You specify the columns cause code, cause title, cause units, and values, and then you put the actual values OIT 212. So web programming as well. And then this has 5 units. You close the bracket, put semicolon at the end, you press enter. Query OK, that means we've done it correctly. Now this is the data that we've inserted or we have put in our table. This is for small tables. In case you have a large database with a large amount of data, there are other ways of doing this in a separate file and importing it. But for now, we are going to learn the basics command on how to manipulate data, on how to insert data, and how to look on the data that is in a particular table. So we've learned on how to insert data in a table. Now, how do we look, or how do we find out that our data is there? We use a select statement. Do select star, that means select all, from table. You specify a table name. For this case, our table is called cause. You put a semicolon at the end, you press enter. Now we can see we have a cause code column, cause title, and cause units, whereby we have 4 subjects with the cause title's name and cause units. If you want to specify, you want to look at only one column, you do select a column name. For this case, maybe we say course title from course. That means you just want to see what course titles are, what course names are there in this particular table. You put semicolon at the end, you press enter. There you have course titles. But when you look at the name of that column course title, it's written the way that that attribute has been specified in the table. If you want to have a proper output, let's do this. You do select particular column that you want to select, course title. You put a word as, you put quotes, you say course title. That means the output of that column will have the title of a course title with a space in between, from course. Put semicolon at the end, you press enter. As you can see, you see the difference between the previous output and the output we've got now. Now, the select statement gives you options of selecting either all columns or even two or more. Let us select two columns. Select course title and course units. We want to see these course titles. How many units do they have? Course units. Be careful with the spellings. From course. Put semicolon at the end. You press enter. There you have course title and course units from course. As we've done previously, you can select and specify the way your output with the word as, course title, you put quotes, comma, course units as course units, or we can just say units, quotes, semicolon at the end, and then press enter. If you want to have a proper output, you do select course title as course title with a space in between, course units as units from course. Put semicolon at the end, you press enter. There you have the output with the course title and units, the way you've specified the output to be. Now let us use the select statement. You do select all by using by order by. Select all from course, order by. Let's say we want the output to be ordered by course units. Now, as you can see, I've made a mistake there by not putting a proper order by. This is not a separate word, it's one word. Order by course units. Put semicolon at the end, you press. Now let's use order by with the select statement. Select all from course, order by course units. As you can see there, the output has been ordered the way the course units, starting with the course with fewer units up to the course with a large number of units. This is the end of our lecture. I hope you have understood and have acquired skills in creating tables and how to use data constraints in a created table by using SQL. Remember, we've used the MySQL database. When you use a different database, this command might change a little bit. Thank you for watching.